Like, tell me what.
Yeah. 28 grams of moss, 28 grams of moss. Little people the king, little people the king. Y'all ain't ready for this, y'all ain't ready for this. Yeah. I'm the champion, I'm the champion, I'm the champion, don't know why you cats wanna wait to be with the street just to give you cats a chance to eat. What you got for early didn't finish the plate. Now that I'm back, you rap cats are gonna have to wait. Been gone a whole year, still nobody got the leadership or the heart to even feel my spot. I'm the champion, must I say it again? The best in this rap game and I continue to win. See, I'm allergic to that, losing makes me sneeze. That's like you phony rap cat, about to make me squeeze. Bring your whole crew, nigga, I'ma swallow that. So when it pops off, ATL is on a holler back. It's 28 grams, nigga. I've been running this shit. So anything in front of me can fuck around and get hit. I follow you rap cats, so you niggas my sons, and I'm the truth. Wow, cause I'm the motherfucking champion. I'm the champion. I'm the champion. I'm the champion. Still rep the A&T, but I carry my throne. God bless every child that can hold it home. And I am that child, as you niggas can see. Cause ain't another rapper out there better than me. And this goes to anybody trying to steal my spot. I'm number one in this shit, so number one you not. So when you gas scream, y'all is the best, I laugh. Like really, you cats don't really know the how. You do the math, and that's yourself who really great. Then add it up and watch it equal up to 28. So that's the damn gas know who really the done. I'm overall, I let you niggas fight for number one. See, I put that on my life, put that on my son. Gotta stay the best of people licking trade love. And my throne and I'm the key. You can put that on my heart and I'm the God. Cause I'm the motherfucking champion.
Legacy Unlocked. When you're locked out of your vehicle, can't get in your car, call Legacy. Serving West Palm Beach and surrounding cities. That's area code 229-630-7615. Available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Have you been denied disability, Social Security, or custodianship of your children? Call Antonio Williams. He has the knowledge and experience to fight the government on your behalf. Let him represent you. That's Antonio Williams, your non-legal attorney consultant.
Just in time accessories. We have the bling and everything in between. Tayama Copeland is your independent paparazzi consultant. Everything is only $5. You can catch Tayama on Facebook Live at Tayama Copeland, or you can find her at www.justintimeaccessories. Just in time accessories. We have the bling and everything in between. Check it out. Just in time accessories. We have the bling and everything in between. Tayama Copeland is your independent paparazzi consultant. Everything is only $5. You can catch Tayama on Facebook Live at Tayama Copeland, or you can find her at
Good evening, get in here. Call your neighbors, call your friends, your boyfriend, and your ex. Get them all in here. Welcome to the Anthony Brown Show. This is yours truly, Mr. Anthony Brown. This segment that we call the ATL. If you're new to the channel, definitely hit the subscribe button. Subscribe. It costs you absolutely nothing to subscribe. It's free. And when you hit the subscribe button, click the bell as well. That way you'll be notified every time we go live or we post anything new on this channel. Also hit the thumbs up button, the like button. Like button lets us know that you appreciate what we're doing over here, and lets YouTube know as well. And they share our videos with other people with similar interests. So go ahead and click the like button as well. And of course, share this with your friends and family. And of course, definitely comment below. And if you comment, we'll read your comments on the air and respond accordingly. I'm joined tonight by none other than the very beautiful, very light bright Tyson's Bomber, Miss Tiama Sweetness.
Yes. Hello, world. How's everybody doing?
How you doing?
I hear your elevator music.
Yes, I'm trying to try something new.
Child, you should have seen me trying to figure out what I left on to try to turn it off. I thought it was me. So I kept logging out to come back home.
I was wondering why you kept doing that, just like a dizzy blonde.
Yeah, child.
And of course, I'm joined by none other than ladies love him, lick him down, luscious, legacy the great.
ATL, what it is, baby. It's Friday. It's Friday.
Thank God it's Friday.
That don't. That's not for you.
Yes, Friday. Fine nigga Friday, $5 Friday. So if you want, go and support the channel. You know, you can send money to Cash App or you can send it to PayPal. Any amount helps. We appreciate anything that you give, whether it's $1, $2, $3, $4. We appreciate it all. If you don't have to, but definitely enjoy the show and sit back and enjoy. You know what I'm saying? Know what I'm saying?
You saying what I'm knowing?
We have a wonderful, awesome show for you guys this evening. We have great topics to talk about this evening, so just sit back and get ready. Anyway, how's everybody doing? What's going on? Birthday party still on for tomorrow?
Yes. We're actually on our way headed to the Hard Rock at the moment.
The Hard Rock.
Yes.
You
I
and
wind
Tyson?
up getting, I wind up renting out a gazebo or whatever that shit is. And basically the kid's gonna live it up Sunday. He's gonna have that whole sectioned off. So this shit is rolling on like 3 major things that he done did for his birthday. I wanna die and come back as my own damn child. Or my 2 nieces, because honey, they be having them plush parties too.
Miss
But
Carlotta,
yeah, man.
Jeanette Brown want to know if he gonna get his free play at the Hard Rock.
Well, let me tell you, his daddy get enough free play for you, me, him, and everybody else.
Okay.
Well, ask Miss Carlotta, is he gonna get his free field?
Oh my God. I knew you was gonna say that.
You heard us about some wow.
Okay, that's all she said.
Because if anybody was gonna say it, it was gonna be you.
Yes, indeed.
I'm gonna make sure he get his free field tomorrow.
Oh Lord.
And he gonna have that big old Kool-Aid smile on his damn face.
Y'all is a
Yeah,
mess.
this what real Charmin sushi feel like.
Okay.
Wow.
Not the Charmin.
Yeah.
It's been a long week, y'all.
Juicy had sent me a text earlier, I think it was today, saying that she may or may not come on tonight, and I'm just calling her right now to make sure.
Okay. So Legacy, what y'all was talking about that you wouldn't tell me what it was and do me so wrong, but I got you looking so good in these streets.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah. ATL, Tayama. No, we were just basically going over the itinerary for the night on it was two topics that Tony wanted to know when should we interject them into the show. It wasn't nothing too heavy.
Did y'all ever see that video of that guy that was trying to come to his child's birthday party?
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that tonight as well.
Baby. Y'all ain't gonna like me because, bitch, I'm that lady.
I agree.
The first video
Y'all
I want to
ain't gonna like me. Because, nigga, if you haven't been there all that time, don't just jump your ass up. Bitch, go
Tony.
do what you was doing before then.
Tony,
Thelma,
go ahead and bring that up.
I was gonna say save it for the event. We ain't even talking.
No, you can save it for the event, but Legacy better get ready, cause boy, I'ma cuss his ass up under a table. Pretend I'm pregnant with Tyson again. Cause honey,
You
I'll
see
be
how
ready for your ass.
she's coming to fight.
Yep.
Okay, the topic says father has not been in the child's life. Show up at his 11th birthday party with gifts, wanting to be a part of the event. Stepdad slash mom boyfriend not allowing it. Mother sides with boyfriend. Who is wrong? So we bring this up, and it might be mind blowing to Tayama because I'm really on the side of the stepfather. But but if you
What?
watch, yeah, I'm on the side of the stepfather because um my thing is this. I watched the video, and me watching the video, I saw a couple of things that I saw nobody talk about. And even though I'm siding with the stepfather, I do believe one that the mother is still wanting to be with the stepdad. I mean with the dad. Because if you watch the video, the man is already in the home. He didn't come and knock on the door. He was already in the home around his son. Yes, he was. He was already in the house, in the
That
home, participating.
No,
means
listen, a host,
that
he
means somebody
wasn't
let
in
him
the
in.
house protect somebody
Oh,
let him in.
That means somebody let him
right,
in.
Cause
right.
let me
So
tell you,
somebody,
hold on. Let me give you a bike story. If Tony go look on Facebook, the dad
Tell me,
himself, because that went viral, the
I don't
dad
saw five
himself
other
spoke
videos.
on it. No, I'm talking about the
But
dad
that,
speaking out on that.
oh,
He
but
said
that's
We
he
all
it. But
never
see,
knew. He said he never knew where she moved. His cousin, she invited the dude's cousin. The dude cousin
mhm,
has been relevant in his child's life. That's
mhm,
how he knew where to
uh-huh.
come. So being that
But
another nigga
if
that you was related to was more dad than you, nigga, go kill yourself.
but hold on. But this is the thing. If you watch the whole entire video, at the end, when the dad was leaving, he said to the mama, "Do you want me to go and show him the text messages that you've been sending me?" If you looked at her expression when the video was showed, she didn't want him to show those text messages
right.
because it revealed something of her still trying to deal with him. See, because
Right.
if you're a mom and you know that you ain't been sending improper videos, you ain't been sending text messages that were wrong, guess what a mama, guess
Naive
what Tayama would have
motherfucking
told?
thing.
Guess what Tayama would have said?
Nigga,
Motherfucker, show him the
show him.
show him. But because she has been doing things behind the stepdad's back, she got completely quiet and wanted to remove them because she knows she was wrong. And I'm with y'all. I don't think the niggas had no right to even be to the party. But now that you're in the home, and I don't know if it's the mama's home or if it's the stepdad's home. It didn't say who home it was, but it looked like they lived together. You can't show up to no event of a child that I'm raising and you ain't did nothing in 11 years. But there has
Amen.
to be but for him to be comfortable enough to do that, there has to be a backstory behind that of why hasn't he, because we just can't assume that he didn't want to be because he's there now. And not only it said he came,
Actually,
hold on, say, I'm gonna
they
let you talk,
probably
baby.
they probably bumped into each other. You said she was texting improper. Some niggas
Right.
are a package deal. So if I get this pussy, I can pay for this baby.
Yes.
Oh,
So
oh,
yeah,
y'all act like
but
y'all don't know.
I just think that he was it was if he wanted to do something with his son, he could have, because they have been texting. He could have easily said, "Look, y'all do y'all thing with the birthday party. Do you mind? I want to come pick my son up tomorrow and do something with him." Or to say happy birthday, because the little boy know who he is. The little boy wasn't like timid or scared of him. So it's something else going on that this video didn't show. And what the video didn't show is that the mama still got some type of attachment to this man outside of what she's showing on this video, because she did not want those text messages to be seen by her now boyfriend, because she's still enticed and in love with the baby daddy.
At some point in the conversation, she must have said, "Oh yeah, we having a party for the junior
Hmm.
next Tuesday at 4." And he probably said, "Well, oh okay, can I stop by? Oh yeah, sure, no problem." And she don't see a problem with it because in her mind, how I'm seeing it is the fact remains is that's his father. My
Hmm.
philosophy is opposite of what you're saying, Legacy. My thing is because that's his biological father, that child may want a relationship with his biological father. That's not gonna take anything away from the stepfather. I still love you, stepdaddy, but that's my father, and I want to get to know him because I don't
Let
know
me.
him. Let me finish.
That,
And,
hold
and
on, go
I
ahead.
because
know. You already
and,
know.
and me as an 11-year old, because my father has not been in my life, I have questions. Stepdaddy, you can't answer these questions. Mama, you can't answer these questions. Only person who can answer the questions is the real father. Why haven't you been there? Why don't you love me? Why don't you want to be in my life? See, I got to hear it from him, the source's mouth. Because, yeah, you telling me your part of the story, which may be false, but I want to hear it from him. And the fact is, that's my father. So allow me to have a relationship with my father, because the bottom line is, if I need a blood transfusion, stepdaddy can't give it to me. Only father and mother can, one of them. So as the child, I would want a relationship with my father, and she probably want him to have one as well. That's why she didn't have a problem with him coming, because she told him about the party, or someone told him about the party, because he showed up, and he felt that he had the right to come with a gift because whatever conversation that him and her has been having, so he felt comfortable.
Hey, I'm gonna let you go first, but I'm gonna explain something to Tony. Go
And
ahead,
then
sis.
to finish it off, I'm a firm believer. Yeah, he may not have been 11 years, but the fact remains is that's still his father. And by keeping that child away from the father, he may have resentment to you, mama, later on, and hate you later on because you stopped him from seeing his father. So let him see his father. There's nothing wrong with that. But that
Hey, I'm gonna
child
go
needs
ahead.
to make that
Let
decision.
me tell you. I don't know. Me personally, because I tell your ass quicken, which I did for Tyson. I got a gift for him. You gonna let him come pick it up? Nah, you can keep that. You can keep it. Better yet, take that same money and go chill at the casino. Do what you do best, gamble. Like, listen, I'm a totally different breed of female. I understand all that dumb shit. If that's your father and you do need a donor, no matter if I allow him in or out, if he know you on your deathbed, he gonna hand over whatever need to be hand over. Trick me, fuck that. I don't know.
I'm a,
That nigga,
I'm a,
he should have never showed up. She didn't invite him. He said he knew what a party was because his cousin was there. But he said he didn't know where she lived. How you don't know where she lived?
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this. I don't think depriving the child of knowing the father is the right way to go. But that was not the place for the father to impede on whatever the stepfather has been doing at the time. The stepfather
Mm-hmm.
has the right to be glorified in all the work that he has put in thus far. So therefore, if you want to spend time with your child, what you need to do is make a fucking appointment, nigga. Because you're not number one dad. You're number something. Because if you was number one, stepdad wouldn't have had to play number. If you're number one, stepdad would know his position. But since you've not been there, nobody needs to stop you from being a father, because you can be the same father tomorrow. You could be that same dude tomorrow wanting to spend time with your child the next day because it's 365 days in a year. And that one day that you decided to show up and be a gift giver, a person to take some glory from a man who does it every day, you need to have 9 fucking back seats and allow a real man to have the front seat because that's what he's doing all the time.
Big
Now,
facts.
and for what you just said, Tony, let me explain something to you. I'm a stepfather and I'm a father. So I'm gonna
Do you
remove
hear
stepfather
Tyson?
because y'all hear? Because stepfathers play a role. Dads fill in and become who they are. So therefore, he don't have a right. That stepfather, that dad, that man that does it on a consistent didn't have a problem, nor did he say that he couldn't see his son. You just not gonna see him today. And I've been in those positions. Let me tell you what kids do. Stepfathers step up, be there 99% of the time because they miss sometimes due to the fact that they wasn't there from birth, some of us. But at the very same time, there are ungrateful kids that will utilize the stepfather for all his or her resources, stepmoms too, and say, okay, I'm gonna use this while I'm here. And then in the process, when I get a little older, I want to know who my dad is. And then now that dad steps in, it's fuck the stepmama. It's fuck the stepdad. That's not how you do things. And you can know your child. That child can know his dad, his mama, stepdad, however you want to say it, and to understand that there's a time and place for everything. And you got people that are like me that pour their heart and soul out into kids that are not biologically theirs, willing to lay your life on the line and die for them. And then at the same time, I'm home protecting this child with all my heart, mind, and soul to make sure that I love him or her the same way I love my own kids. And then a nigga pop up out of the blue talking about he want to do it. Nigga, you better have 13 more back seats on top of that 9 because you don't run shit and you don't run shit over here. So when you get ready to see our
Mm.
kid, you see it
Mm.
outside after I get through doing what I'm doing. So don't come up here talking about a dad has the right to see his child not on that day because I done it
Mm.
365, 64 days before I got to this day. So just have some seats and understand that the man that's there on a consistent basis is the dad, not the nigga that show up with guilt.
Ah, thank you, Tally. I ain't got nothing else to say.
Okay. If
Oh,
you have nothing to say, let me piggyback. Also, I don't know if you remember the video where the father was trying to be a man and talk to the stepdad. Come on, let's go outside and
yeah.
talk over here.
Tony, that wasn't the talk he was talking about, bro. You
Go
didn't see the
upstairs.
aggression. When that man was telling him,
Go
come on
upstairs.
outside and talk to me, that's not what he was saying. He was saying, nigga, let's do it, let's
Take them up.
fight.
Start your
That's
load.
what that was.
You can take.
That's what that was. That wasn't no come on, bro. Let me and you he didn't say, bro, come on, man, let me hear you talk to face like a man. I want to tell you what's been going on. He was telling that man, hey, come on outside, let me holler at you, nigga. That's what he was saying. That's what that means.
Well, that's not
That's what
right.
come on outside. But that's what that means. So I'm telling you, nigga tell you come on outside, nigga, let's talk. That don't mean we want to talk. Cause we can talk right here. That means come on outside if I can whoop your ass.
Now, where I think that they were all wrong was allowing the child to participate in the conversation. There's certain conversations that children shouldn't necessarily hear. That's called grown folks talk. So if grown folks
Yeah.
having that conversation, a child should have been in the house.
hmm But guess what, Tony? He was in the house. The dad came into the house. So sometimes the
Right.
situation happened where it happened.
The mother brought him out the house though, so he could take part in the argument. I'm saying he should have stayed in the
Mhm.
house.
Mhm. You're right. The mama did. I think we all agree that the man. It's just this. when we don't know the whole story. And when I was looking at that mom, when that man was talking about, do I need to show him these text messages? See, right then the stepdad had an opportunity to say, hold on, you got text messages? You got text messages from my woman.
Mm,
Go inside, sweetie, because me and him finna have a talk. But
exactly.
because at the same time, egos was in place, pride was in place,
He want to beat
pumping
his chest.
your beat your chest, that got in the way of actually getting to the bottom of it. Because if he would have took the time to say, go in the house, baby, I'm finna talk to him. Let me see what you got, bro. Because see, what I'm not gonna be is made a fool of completely.
Right.
So allow me to see what text messages you got. See now, what you would have done by doing that is you to put him on the spot, you to put her on the spot. Him on the spot, because if he didn't have any text messages to show you, nigga, I ain't gotta show you nothing. Man, get your ass on. You just trying to blow up something.
Right.
And if he would have had them, and she would have been eager to not allow him to see, then he would have had an opportunity to know that she has texted this man in a way that she don't want no text messages to be read because she knows she was wrong knowing she has a decent man at home that loves her child, and you're still texting a nigga that supposedly ain't doing nothing for the child. And
And
a
who's
lot
this?
of times,
They,
go ahead.
they might be still fucking.
And that's right. And this is why I say the only thing about the dad that I felt he was wrong about was you shouldn't have come to that man's home, whether it's the woman's home and the man lived there, or the man home and the woman and the kid lived there. If you didn't get clearance from the man that lives in that household, you have no reason coming into the household. Because I'm not coming into either one of my kids' mom's
Amen.
household without and me knowing that a man lives there. Hey, I understand you saying it's okay, but let me have your husband or your boyfriend phone him and let me let him know that this is what my plan is, so I can test his temperature to see if he okay. Because I'm not going to my homeboy's house and he's not home, and even if he trusts me like a brother to go in his house with his woman being home, I'm never going in that house. I'll wait for you to get there. Call me when you get home for me to come. Because there's just certain things that a man and woman should not do that's, that will allow for the devil to set his fingerprints onto something. And just going into a man's house and unbeknownst to him, and you didn't get clarification or okay from him, you're automatically in violation. Period.
Anything else, Tiama?
Not at all. Y'all know my sentiments on it.
I,
Nigga,
I, I,
please.
I want to say this to the audience, to anyone who has been in a similar situation like this. We definitely would like for you to chime in. We definitely want you to still chime in and give us your opinion on the matter, just to see what the water feels like, um, or how it feels to be on the opposite side of that. How would you have handled that situation, and who do you feel is in the wrong?
In the meantime, here's a Tyson number two.
Get the help.
Then jumped up in the fish tank.
If I catch his ass in my fish tank, y'all gonna have to come call
Listen,
them people.
listen, Selma. That water
Huh?
might be over Tyson head. That water might be over Tyson head as deep as your fish tank is.
If that man get up in my fish tank, y'all, I'm gonna have to listen. Y'all gonna have to call them
But I,
people. Your nephew
but
is
I
in
thought you said that
danger.
I thought when we were putting that, I thought you said when we were putting the fish tank up and everything, getting everything together, that was Tyson fish tank.
It is, but if that man get in that fish tank, which I won't put it past him, because that man don't give a damn about my threats. We gonna make that clear. He don't care. That man gonna have problems, and then he gonna have to go live with Tony and his goddaddy for sure.
That's gonna be a problem because he might can go over there a few nights, but Wick coming to pick him up.
Exactly.
Nah, no. Justin will be to pick him up. Wick ain't picking up shit. Justin will pick him up. Go this way.
When I saw that video, I said, "This is Tyson all the way."
Yeah, cause he
Listen,
don't give a
Tony,
damn.
I thought that was at first I thought it, but
Go
he
that
was
down
just
that
a
way.
tad bit lighter.
Child.
Wow.
No, that can stay there.
Let's
Well,
go ahead and
recently,
Yeah.
move on.
recently they just had the Little Mermaid viewing, a preview viewing showing of the Little Mermaid, and hold on, and of course they have the little previews or whatever. They all the stars show up and they dress their Sunday best.
Mhm.
Well, there was a big
Okay.
uproar. There was a big uproar on in the news and all the social medias that Kyla Pratt and her children, her two daughters, was underdressed. Her fans came to her rescue and was defending her, saying, "No, she looks like a mother with her two kids out watching a movie. Why they got to be dressed up like in star-studded attire?" So, do you think that they should have been overly dressed like celebrity, or are they okay?
Bro, let me I mean, I just think that sometimes there are certain things that we just shouldn't even address. I mean, period. I think that this right here is definitely one thing that we shouldn't even be addressing because what we're doing is giving power to the dumb motherfuckers who decide that they want to talk about shit like this on social media just to see if they can cause an uproar in people. This is a mother of two living their best life, doing a premiere that most people can't even afford to go to on a regular basis because it's a screening that is only probably put to the side for celebrities and their children. This is a kid-friendly movie. This is not the Oscar. This is not the red carpet. This is not the Golden Globes. This is not the Emmy, the Tony, the Dynasty, the Young and the Restless. It's none of those. We have to stop giving power to individuals who try to degrade and downplay a beautiful mother and her two children enjoying a night out on the town. No, she don't have to dress if she don't want to. And right now they look like a beautiful family where she is keeping her kids in a class and a lane of knowing that you don't have to be like this all the time to be somebody, and her doing that because she's not, and the only reason they're doing this is because Tyler really don't have any more flicker in the movies industry and in far as regular television right now. So they'll do anything to diminish black excellence. And if it's from talking about clothes to hairdos to makeup to panty size, it don't matter. We have to just stop empowering these people and carrying on the masquerade of even talking about something that's as illegitimate and wrong as this.
I personally saw nothing wrong with what she had on. She's
It's
comfortable.
a movie premiere.
It's a movie premiere, so I mean, if it wasn't a premiere or even if it was a regular movie and you take your kids to the movie, that's what you will wear. So that's what they're supposed to wear. Whereas those other celebrities, they're like Offset, he was there, with his two daughters, but they were dressed to kill, ballroom gowns and blah 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 blah, and dressed to kill. But that's him, and that's how
But
most of the
those are
people.
people, Tony, but those are individuals, bro, who have not begun to know themselves yet. When you feel that you have to still do all this stuff, even to get your kids to on a simple thing like this, you're scared of what the media will say about you. See, Tyler, she already know who she is. She already know that she's a mother of two. So she don't really give a fuck about how you feel as long as she was comfortable and her kids were comfortable and clean and look nice. That's somebody who know who she is now.
Right.
Sick of these motherfuckers. I'm for real,
Yeah.
bro. I mean, I just feel like we are giving them people power over. I mean, it's bad enough. It's bad enough that for years black women were beat down and drugged down for having hips, curves, abs, things like this, and they were put out on the first lady that I can remember that when white men came about her and seen how voluptuous she was with her butt, that they made a circus around her and took her
Mm-hmm.
around from city to city, city to city for white men to look upon her and not in a, as and marveling and wishing they could have that, but to say this is what not to be. And then they came up with Cosmopolitan magazine, where black women, a lot of black women were affected by Cosmopolitan magazine, saying that because they had hips, curves, and ass and breasts, that they were fat. And a lot of women, because they do take the opinion of white society or a Caucasian um, opinion as fact. The same way a lot of African American men do the same thing as well. That it's not truth until a white man say something about it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, a lot of women went and started trying Dexter trim and want to have fat sucked out their ass and all of this stuff. And we're talking about that was the '80s where they had Dexter trim and the Slim Fast and all that type of stuff.
Right.
And they wanted to be small with no they wanted the flat. And now we're talking 30, 40, we're talking about 30 years, maybe close to 40 years later, everything on the planet is trying to be the size of this black woman.
Mm-hmm.
And what we have to do is we have to learn to love ourselves. And what Tyler has shown us is black excellence in knowing that she may be she may get ridiculed for not doing what everybody else did, but she stepped out and knew who she was and decided that that was enough for her and her kids tonight. And that's all she was doing. And I applaud her. Keep doing your thing, girl.
Right. I have a video from Adele Givens. Everybody know Adele Givens. She's one of the comedians that was on the Queens of Comedy, the circuit, and she was doing. Somebody filmed her, or videotaped her recently, and she was giving her opinion on how she talked. Check this out.
This how I talk. This how I talk. Even though I know it's not grammatically correct, that don't make me no difference. I just need you to respect the way I say what I say when I talk every day, even though I may not speak for effect. This how I talk. We live in a country that's so full of shit, so don't criticize me just because I can't get with your grammar, your lingo, your doing your thing. Oh, I'm wrong because I like blackjack and your ass like bingo. Oh, no, I don't think so. This how I talk. You think I'm gonna listen to people like you when I see, hear, and read all the shit that you do? The same country that exploits us and uses our skills for profit and gain, but our brothers they kill, and my naive sisters you manipulate so well need to just wear a sign saying sex for sale, but only corporate pimps will make an attempt to market that product, and they do it well, because if you sell your own body, your ass going to jail. This how I talk. Just because I don't say it how you tell me I should, that don't make what I'm saying misunderstood. I talk like I want to. I'm just being me. I feel justified and I just feel so free because I've experienced up close your hypocrisy when you stole away my identity, then told me that I'm supposed to be me and tried to trick a bitch by telling me I'm free. This is how I talk. This is how it's going to be. Until you explain to me some foul shit about you, I'm going to talk just the way that I choose to. See, I really don't think you got my best interest at heart. I'm not being rebellious. I'm just being smart, because it's really not easy to live in a nation that's okay with welfare but not reparations, trapping you in a system and calling it help. Shit, just open up the door and I get it myself. This how I talk. This all I got left. to say what I want to and in my own way, and I'm going to utilize the right while I got it today, because if the right people get pissed, they're going to take that away. Don't forget that in schools it's illegal to pray. Don't hate on me because I call what I see. Just don't fear the truth, because it will set you free. But this freedom we speak of, it comes with a price. Don't lose your strength because you're trying to be nice. Go ahead and piss somebody off once or twice. I guarantee you it'll be worth the sacrifice. This is how I talk. The junkies, the dealers in my neighborhood, y'all stress in the news that they ain't no good, but what I never hear about is how they could have access to millions in trafficking goods when most of these people never leave the neighborhood. But as soon as little rich suburbanites mimic, you screaming on a tube, the shit's epidemic. It wasn't a problem as long as it stayed in the parks and the streets where the dark children played. This how I talk, and I won't shut up till all those in power know that we've had enough. Tired of seeing... We're tired. Tired of being caught in political catch-22s. Tired of seeing your people being shot on the news. Tired of feeling hopeless in a world with no hope. Tired of seeing loved ones die from dealing with dope. Tired of worrying about what your kids hear and see. Tired of the alarming rate of HIV. Tired of harassment. Tired of seeing loved ones fail. Tired of getting collect phone calls and letters from jail. Tired of imbalanced budgets in your community. Tired of worrying about what your kids hear and see. Tired of trying to educate your children in a system that not only won't educate, but usually will diss them. Tired of them telling you how not to wear your hair. Tired of going to court trying to stress the shit ain't fair. Tired of every time it's a cruel killing or a maiming, the perpetrator only gets sensitivity training. Tired of crying till you're so tired all you can do is cry. Tired of asking yourself over and over why. Tired of seeing the same shit in the news every day. Tired of hearing the perpetrator suspended with pay. That's a fucking vacation if you want to keep it real. Tired of knowing they don't give a damn how you feel. This how I talk. You better learn to respect that it ain't about ignorance, it's about dialect. I talk like I wanna. I don't need your permission. Don't be tripping because I end a sentence with a preposition. This how I talk. You need to stay in check. To me it's called flavor. Now where your flavor at? This how I talk, and no, I'm not high. This just how I talk. This just how I cry.
This how I talk.
She must have wrote that for Tayama. That's who
I
she
know,
wrote that for.
right? That's what I was thinking.
Ah, yeah, it was beautiful. It was
Yeah, I
beautiful.
like it. Yeah, it was beautiful. I said, "Oh my goodness!" I was trying to get it downloaded last on the last show. Video editor wasn't feeling well and never got to it, but he finally got to it.
I'll be in there later. It was definitely beautiful, and I'm glad you know she had a chance to express her true feelings. It kind of reminds me of I don't know because I don't think we showed it, but it kind of reminded me of Chris Rock finally coming out doing his show through Netflix, and he had
Mm,
his opportunity to talk about how he really felt about being slapped and Will and Jada and all of that. And I mean, at one point watching Chris talk about that, it was funny for a minute, and then it became you could tell where the real pain came in when he was talking about that, where he
right.
was calling, Will, Jada a bitch and Will a bitch. He say it's plenty of men out here don't call Will a bitch way before he got to talking about Jada or
Mm,
cutting the joke on Jada. He said you can't remember not one time Will ever getting up slapping somebody bigger than him, just as strong as him, and Will never did nothing. He say, but he got up on stage to slap him because he felt like he could beat him. That's
right.
why he did it. And to for me to watch that being done, I watch people say, "Oh, he was wrong for doing that." No, no, no. He had every right to do that. He held that boggled up for almost a year, and that was his first time speaking on the whole entire matter. And the
Mm-hmm.
same way, the people from the Oscars was allowed to make millions and millions of dollars of people skimming and scraping and doing what they wanted to do about the slap and everything like that. He decided to make him a few $1 million too off of his own embarrassment, and Netflix paid him. And Will got mad, talking about you ain't even talked to me, you ain't answered my phone calls, but yet and still you come on Netflix and embarrass me. Him saying that about you and your bitch could have never been more embarrassing on what you did to this man and his manhood and his masculinity and his family's respect in the street, because you didn't go and slap his brother Tony Rock, who you know is a knuckle up. You slapped the older brother that you knew that don't like to be arrested, that don't want to have his name tarnished and tainted. You went and slapped you went and
Mm-hmm. You muted. You may have to log off and log back in. Say
Tony,
something. Yeah, I hear you.
can y'all hear me?
Yes, I hear you.
Can y'all hear me?
Yes, I hear you.
Say something because I can't hear you.
Say something. Say something. Testing 1 2 3. I hear
Okay.
you. I hear you. I hear you.
But yeah, that's what that reminded me of a lot about being being able to say what you really feel without feeling that there's gonna be backlash or remorse. I mean, or yeah, backlash from you actually being able to get your feelings out. And sometimes it
Uh oh.
Up, he back in the raggedy neighborhood, no reception.
Okay, he's back on borrowed internet.
Mm-hmm. Told him he better stop being a pirate. Man, I have so much work I'm doing.
Come on back to
It's not
Legacy.
enough hours in the day, child. Legacy to my great.
Legacy, come on back. While Legacy's trying to
But
figure.
I thought that was some BS that where he went through, and I thought he would have whatever way he decided to express himself, he has that right based on he was the one that he's the victim.
Right, definitely.
So you can't tell me how to feel after you wrong me. You can't tell me how to act once you were the one that got this rolling.
Mm-hmm.
That is my thing. Don't tell me how to act after you was the one that put me to have to act. You would have kept your hands to yourself, you wouldn't have to worry about my mouth. But being that you didn't, shut the fuck up. Oh,
Exactly. How'd you
that's
like
my take on it.
how'd you like Adele Givens' poem?
I loved it. I thought she was talking to I said I think that's my poem. That's the way I talk, and it is what it is.
Okay, believe that. Legacy, are you back? You back with this Legacy?
yeah, I'm back. My auntie was calling in.
Oh,
Hold on.
yeah. My uncle had called earlier too when I had put my avatar up.
Yeah,
The one that you know on
yeah.
he had called. And it says, while Adele was on, I said, let me call him back. I got 4 minutes.
But yeah, so I mean, she did her thing, and I mean, she always do. I'm mostly every time she's on the stage, I like her doing her thing. I think she's probably one of the realest comedians, as far as women, definitely when she talks.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Okay.
Nutrition is the key to a healthy, strong body. Therefore, we need to take control of our health. My passion comes from my adversities, and now I'm empowering people to gain control of their health by introducing healthy snacks for life, which is filled with non-toxic high-quality substances derived from nature. It was designed to stop the human consumption of eating unnatural sugars, so they can maintain a healthy lifestyle while snacking. Healthy Snacks for Life is diabetic friendly, filled with vitamins, minerals, beta-carotene, proteins, fats, and more. It's a balanced alkaline mix that's crunchy, delicious, and nutritious. It's also affordable, combined with nutritional factors that our bodies needs. So do it for yourselves, do it for your children and families, and do it for others. Try Healthy Snacks for Life. Today, you will not regret it.
Okay, Miss Veronica, doing the damn thing. She told me that she's gonna bring some of her snacks over here. In a couple of days, she's making some new ones. She wants it for Tiama and Juicy. She said because Legacy already made it clear that he don't like them, so she said don't give Legacy none.
I'm
Oh,
still in support of.
Legacy.
I'm still in support of your snack.
Her snatch.
Miss Veronica, please don't listen to Tony. You know his mind is horrible. No, I don't. I'm not Miss Veronica's snatch. I don't. That's her snatch box, and I'm in support of her snack.
Okay.
Even though I do like snacks, but that's that's it.
But not Bahamian snatch.
I didn't say that. I'm just saying that I just like the snatch box for me, and that's it.
And her snatch box is not for you.
No, it's not.
I found a video of y'all know like the pastors are looked upon, believe it or not, and it's not all women, but a lot of women look at pastors because one, that's a man of power, that's a man of
Hmm.
prestige, and depends on how big his congregation is, a man with wealth.
Hmm.
Um, you know, he dressed nice, he smelled good, So a lot of pastors, unfortunately, and it's sad to say, tend to sleep with the parishioners, to sleep with the women. Well, I got a video showing you a husband that found out that the pastor was sleeping with his wife, and this is how he handled it.
We saw his star in the east, and we have come. Listen, stop. Now, Marcus, Marcus,
Marcus was whipping some ass.
But that's not the pastor.
It
The
was the pastor.
pastor was in the.
The pastor was sitting on the front row.
So the pastor was hosting another pastor.
The person that was talking probably was a guest speaker or somebody that's doing like a benediction or whatever. You have different people go up and talk. The pastor don't talk the
Mhm.
whole show. Well, the
Go
pastor was.
back and go. Let me see the video again.
we saw his star in the east, and we have come. Listen, stop. Now, Marcus, Marcus,
I don't think that that the other dude was the pastor. I
Why
think the
would
dude.
why would Marcus be fighting a dude that's not sleeping with his wife? The
I
title say
mean,
when you
that's
find out the pastor sleep with your wife, you go in and fight somebody else.
he's fighting maybe a deacon or somebody, but that wasn't the pastor sitting right there because even if that's the pastor, he's going to be sitting in the pulpit behind the guest. That was one of the deacons. The
My pastor
pastor was the one.
on the front row. My pastor sits on the front row.
I've never seen and I done been to church just as much as you. And every pastor that I've seen, even when they have a guest, sits behind the man because that's his pulpit.
That's theatrics with black churches, but my pastor he sits on the front row. The church right down not Rivera that all the white people go to the big church in Palm Beach Gardens.
Oh, I don't know about it.
Christ Fellowship. He sits on the front row, and that church is
Hold
like
on.
1,000 members. Well, yeah, a lot of pastors sit on the front row.
But I mean, and then Marcus didn't look like he was whipping no ass. Marcus looked like he got one lick in, and then he went to backing up. Cause there's no way I get right there way Marcus got and got a punch, and the pastor get up out that seat. Cause he's not getting up out of that seat. I got him already.
You got an advantage with him sit down.
Yeah, you don't got one lick and then the pastor jump up to my what's up, what's up, what's up, and you backing up out of the way of the camera. No, you was scared. You was just as scared. The pastor was finna get in your ass. Marcus better sit down, let his woman take some more dick, cause he can't do nothing to stop it. He can't do
Oh
nothing to
wow!
stop it.
Oh wow!
That's another reason she was going over there to get with the pastor or the deacon because she didn't see you as a man as a threat.
Interesting.
They both knew that you couldn't handle nothing and that yeah you might do that what you did, but you did that what you did because you knew it would be enough people to stop the fight. Because by the time I'd have walked around there right there, and by the time I'd have faced it, I'd have hit that face so many times he'd have been dizzy.
Exactly.
You gonna hit the man in the chest? Why you didn't hit the man in his face? I wanted you to go to sleep so you can lay on down and I can put these size 10 on your face. That's what I want you to do.
So
that's what I want to do.
That's what you would have done if you was Marcus.
When I'd have got through punching his face and he would have laid over like this, I'd have pulled him off that pulpit where he could be flat, and I'd have stomped his face a few times so he can know this is what's possible if you keep messing around sleeping with other men's wives. But guess what Marcus did? Set a bad example. So now pastors can walk around and say, put your dick in his wife's mouth, fuck him, let him know about it, because he ain't going to do nothing but just punch one time and back up out of the camera way. Get Marcus off here. We wait. Marcus ain't did a damn thing.
Marcus ain't do nothing.
But back up out of the camera.
Wow.
Hey, I'm thinking you finna show a video of the man done put the pastor to sleep. The pastor got on the attack. Let's do this. Go back and show it again.
Okay.
Now watch you tell me
saw his star
when
in the
it.
east, and we have come. He saw his star in the east, and we have come. Listen, stop. Now, Marcus.
What Marcus did? What did Marcus do, Tony?
He backed up.
Hello?
He backed up.
Tony.
You don't hear me?
Cause you instead of knocking the giant, instead of sleep, you woke him up. Now he ready to fight. See, but what we have to stop doing though, this is my thing. If you're not willing to whoop your wife ass at the same rate of speed that you're willing to whoop his ass, then don't put your hands on nobody. Because one, yes, he may be the pastor, but and he knew that that was your wife. But guess what? Guess what else? Your wife also knew the pastor, and so ain't no need of you going over there and putting your hands on the pastor, but you ain't bust her goddamn head to the white meat either.
True.
Cause if that's your church that you go to, the pastor know who your wife is. Your wife knows who the pastor wife is. More than likely, he got a first lady, and they both consciously made a decision of using each other's body parts. So at the same time, if you're not gonna go over here and hit your wife the same way that you just tried to hit this pastor, then don't do nothing because the pastor ain't rape her and the pastor ain't took nothing. That means she wanted him to set his pussy hole up.
She wanted him to lay hands on her.
On every part and in every hole. That's why if I would have been the pastor, I'm gonna ski in every hole she got so that she can understand that you're a scandalous hole.
In Jesus' name.
Skeet skeet, goddamn.
Tiamo, what's your views? You're quiet tonight.
I'm not quiet. Remember, I'm doing the setup, but I don't know. I say both of them should have got their ass whooped.
Who the wife and the pastor?
Pretty much. Because they taking his wife and him for boo boo the fool, full throttle. Can you imagine you all in that nigga face?
Yeah.
This man praying for you and stuff. Oh, let me not go
And then
deep
on
in
top of
with
that,
it.
he probably just took his dick out your wife when she went and met him in the annex. And then he didn't wipe off, he took his hand and wiped himself off, and then he touched you on your forehead, tossing Jesus' name.
You know what? If this man watch this, he gonna go back and kill them.
Somebody he put some holy oil on his forehead. He putting his wife cum on his forehead.
Or his own nut.
See what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
That's the stuff I be talking. That's what gets you killed. That be the stuff that gets your whole head mollywop.
Here's
Y'all
the
know
latest.
I'm up.
Where you at?
I'm up here at Wawa. I'm up here chilling at Wawa.
I figured you was outside somewhere. I said he ain't home.
You know,
Are
if
you?
he in West Palm, he gonna be in them streets.
that's that's definitely. I will hit out here, but it wasn't too hot today, and it's not hot right now. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta enjoy this little moment when you get it, and it's doing a little drizzling right at this moment. So I'm just
Nah,
enjoying it.
child. You be out there in the middle of nowhere. You like, oh shit. Let me see what I get to.
Are you at the new one on 45th Street?
Yeah, I'm on Blue Hair.
Oh no, there's a new one on 45th across from Burger King.
I don't know that area, so I know where it's at, but that ain't my area. That's your area.
In other words, he don't go where he don't know.
Jamie Foxx's daughter said that he's been out of the hospital for weeks now and has been playing pickleball yesterday.
Lies, lies. Let's just be real. This is just my opinion, and I don't wish this on this man. But y'all, I think Jamie gone, and these folks just trying to clone him. That's just my because we gotta understand who Jamie Foxx is. If Jamie was able to do all of that what she say he was, don't you think Jamie Foxx would have came out already and say, "Hey, y'all, thank y'all for the prayers. Thank you for the, the up, keeping my spirits up. Blah, 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 blah." Why your daughter has to say it? You would have said it yourself. You would have said it yourself. Listen, y'all. Jamie possibly gone, man. Yeah, that sound right there like a flat line. That man probably like gone. And because these people don't listen, the biggest scare that people don't want people to understand is that all these individuals that took these COVID shots, not knowing what the hell they was taking, and like I told people, the American people actually can run the country because if the American people decided that they wasn't gonna go to work, if the what they call those people, mute, say I'm a mute.
Mute
If
me,
those people,
Tony.
you are, if the American people would have realized that at that time they had a time to take back the country by saying even the essential workers, nurses, doctors, everybody said we wasn't going back to work. They had to start paying people $50 and $100 an hour, $200 an hour to go out here and man these streets to come and make the world, the United States, continue to go around and to be prominent. But we dropped the ball. And when these folks told us about taking the COVID shot and that this so-called cure or preventative drug was told that even after you take it, if something else bad happened to you with you taking it, that you can't go back and sue any of these companies. Nobody should have took this shit because they knew it wasn't ready. Y'all been working on AIDS for the last 40 some plus years, and ain't nobody came up with a cure for that in 40 plus years. But you came up with a vaccine for this drug. I mean, for this whatever it want to be in 8 months. Stop it. And what it is, it's just done start hit the football player. They ain't want to talk about it. It's done hit Jamie. Ain't nobody talking about it. But when it do start to be talked about, y'all gonna remember that Legacy the Great told y'all that that's what's causing all of this stuff. And it's not just these little isolated incidents. It's done started to happen around the United States and in other countries where people just falling out having problems that done had the COVID shot. I ain't got to worry about it because I ain't got it. Ain't gonna get it and won't get it. But Jamie might be out of here, and they just trying to find a way to clone this man.
And they paying the daughter enough money to keep.
If she listen, if she wants to continue living, she would do what they tell her to do.
Mm-hmm.
Tony, do you think I had COVID? I had a brother that told me to get my ass up in the midst of me having COVID for 20 days and be on a podcast. If I'm Jamie, and it's not been well over a few months, and then at first they didn't want to say that they so called didn't know what he had. Then all of a sudden a month after that they told me he had a stroke. Well, if he had a stroke and he's not dead, I'm pretty sure his daughter can video him inside of the hospital, show pictures of Jamie waving, thumbs up and stuff like that. Why haven't none of those pictures surfaced? Why isn't Jamie's sister talking about or got a video of her showing the world that her brother is doing good and that he'll be back soon? Why? Because they can't tell nobody that he's dead.
I was
Jamie done
thinking
had
that.
a
I pray
funeral.
that you're wrong.
What you been say, Tony? Me too.
I was thinking that too.
Tayama having a baby in the hospital. Hey everyone, I'm here. You mean to tell me ain't nobody video, Jamie? Some folks had a private funeral and everything. I pray, like Tayama say, that is not true. But do you? I mean, come on. Do you think I'm wrong because the man ain't surfaced nowhere in almost 2 months, and ain't nobody seen no video film of this
You can't
man.
put shit past Hollywood. That's what I done learned. You can't put nothing past them.
That's
Not just
right.
Hollywood, not just Hollywood, but also government.
Yes. Well, when you talk about Hollywood, to me, you definitely talking about government. You talk about New York, you talking about government. That's where Wall Street at. Hollywood is the capital of where they make everything that's real fake and everything that's fake real. You got Silicon Valley and all this other stuff. So just like all of that is things that have been okayed with our government to do, to allow people to do and create. So, I hope, like say I'm gonna say that Jamie is well. But if Jamie has passed on, why is it such a big secret? You know why? Because they don't want nobody asking what was the cause of his death. They don't want the family to do autopsy because they don't want it to be known that the man could have had a stroke due to other things such as COVID. Period.
Hmm. Moving right along.
Okay. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and move into this topic. It says man married 15 years. Husband shows up with his 12-year-old son she never knew of, saying he needs to live with us now. Wife is not having it, and now realize father cheated 12 years ago. Woo! That is that's a hell of a thing right now.
Yeah. So the big.
Um,
So just let me make it clear for the viewers who's watching us. Um, a man and female. They've been married 15 years. They have kids together. So one day the husband shows up with this
Go
little
ahead,
boy.
Tony.
So one day the husband shows up with this little boy that's 11, 12 years old. It says, um, you know, because of circumstances with the mother, whatever the circumstances is, I don't know if the mother died, she in prison or whatever, but because of circumstances with the mother, this is my son who's 11, 12 years old. He now has to live with us, come live with us. Um, and the wife is like, what? I don't know this son. I never heard of him. And if he's 12 and we've been together 15 years, that means 12 years ago you cheated on me. So he said, well, remember the time that we broke up or separated for about a week or two? Or during that week or two, that they wasn't divorced, but during that week or two when I guess they had an argument and they separated for about 10 days. During them 10 days when he was out on his own and she was doing her and he was doing him, he slept with his other lady. As a result, had this child. So I guess he's been in the child's life for the whole time. But his wife of 15 years never knew that he was living a double life. So now the wife is saying, I can't have it. That child is 11, 12 years old. He ain't gonna listen to me anyway. He ain't gonna do what I tell him to do. He already set in his ways. He damn near grown. And no, he can't stay here.
I mean, it's crazy, but if that was the case, I think that he's had ample enough time to bring this situation to his wife. In the time of us breaking up, whether it was for a week, a month, or two, um, that I end up sleeping with somebody, and it was a one night stand, and life was created, and it would have been best to tell her when they reconciled with one another and got back together.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but because because he knew that it would hurt his wife, or he felt like she wouldn't be able to handle it, he kept the secret, and it's gonna cost him more now because he may have had made his situation may have got better. He may not have had any problems left with his wife, and they were living a good life. But because you still kept the secret for so long, you never had any intentions of telling me. And the only reason you're telling me now is because his mother is deceased, and he has nowhere else to go.
Mm-hmm.
Hello?
Right. I'm agreeing with you.
Right. So now, even though she may have been willing to accept that, had you been up front when the child was born, had you been willing to tell when the child was one. Gabriel said. Gabriel says, "Salute everybody from Brazil. Just hopping in. I guess hopping in to spread some love. I'm with my girlfriend here. She doesn't speak English yet. Then I'll watch a movie with her now. Hope you all are doing good. Thank you for coming in. We appreciate you.
Thank you,
But
Gabriel.
and enjoy your girlfriend.
And tell your
But
girlfriend,
I mean,
tell, tell your girlfriend to hit subscribe.
right now. But I really do think that I've been in that situation before, Tony. I've been in that situation before where um I didn't want to tell my significant other that I had got another woman pregnant before, and it was a hurtful it was a hurtful thing, and that's why this topic. I know the pain on both sides, because yes, it does hurt to tell the truth about this matter, but that's one of those truths that you have to tell because most of the time you're not going to be able to keep that covered forever. So it's just best to go ahead and tell it in the beginning, uh, so that you give that other person an option to, one, decide if he or she wants to live through it. Two, uh, if they're willing to endure it, that child needs to be immersed into the family or into the home to where those 12 years that child could have been acclimated and looked upon by that woman as her child.
Right.
And three,
And their children could have been saying, "Oh, that's my brother."
right. And three, if she wasn't willing to accept that, even though that y'all had done already broke up and it was, y'all got back together, then you've had enough time. She's had enough time to move on and heal, and you've had enough time to move on and heal to where y'all probably could have had a cordial relationship by now, to where all has been understood and forgiven. But because you didn't do it that way, you know how they always say you can't, when the police got a warrant for your arrest, you can run, but you can't run forever.
Right.
Those are one of those warrants right there that you can run, but you can't run forever. And you have to also look at the fact that The other woman, who is the boy's mother that may have passed away, she understood her role as a sneaky link. She understood that she was a side piece, and as long as he kept her good and kept her child good without having for her to ask for anything for him, she was okay with continuing on the secret just as well. Because most women who've had kids from a man who's already married, once that man starts to withdraw and he's not doing the thing that he was doing for her before he got her pregnant, or he's neglecting her child and not being there for that child, that woman is eventually coming to your house to blow up your whole shit.
Exactly. And check this out. Not only
So,
that, check this out also.
Boy,
The
you
fact,
said that like a man from experience for real.
but check this out. Even though the fact that the wife did not know about the other lady or the child, but for 11, 12 years, I mean that's 11, 12 years that he was still active in the boy's life. Because like I said, the boy know who he is, and which means he also still been fucking them up, fucking the ex.
he
He could have
could have.
been living a double life.
Mhm. Um, I know one thing. He in trouble. He probably, and then you have to weigh in the factor of the brothers and sisters that could be equated from his wife's side. They could feel that their dad has gone from being the best dad in the world to a piece of shit to cause this type of pain and shame upon their family this late in the game. When everybody could have already by this time gone and accepted, this child by now, and then the story could have been told. Well, my mom and dad broke up for about 3, 4 months, and my dad, they were broke up, and my dad, that was it. Most people understand that broke up is broke up. Now, for me, if we broke up, but me and you still talking, trying to sort some things out, that don't give room for me to go out and mess around because if we broke up and we ain't talking and that's it, then we both free to do what we want to do.
They
But in
were
the process of,
broke up, but not divorced because they were still married.
well, sometimes the courts look at the length of time that you've been separated.
10 days.
Oh, oh, oh no, that was somebody he was already splashing with.
Okay.
That I know for me, when if I'm going through something with my significant other and it's hot and heavy because I'm not happy within myself and with the situation that's going on, I ain't even thinking about no pussy because pussy at the house ain't right. So I ain't even happy enough or horny enough at that moment to want to deal with another woman at that time.
Mm-hmm.
So the only way that happens is if you have already been comfortable with this person and you've been dealing with them like this.
That's true.
So my guy, you still got to raise your 12-year old, and you still got to be a part of your other kids' lives. But you got a long road ahead of you because you probably have tore up your family for a little bit, and most people, it takes a while to heal from that type of cause that is abuse. It's emotional abuse. It's,
Because
it's very emotional.
the children that him and her have together got to be at least, if they've been together 15 years.
18,
No, they've been together 15 years. So the oldest child got to be at least 14.
yeah, yeah.
They dated for a year. Then she got pregnant. So boom, that's her first child. So that child's 14.
But what if her kids already met this kid before too?
And then
Niggas
Now
are
that is a
very trifling.
possibility.
Niggas are
That is a
very
possibility.
trifling when it come to that.
yeah,
They'll
the
have your
kids
kids around anybody.
kids probably done met and been
Stop it.
go to the same school. Don't even know they related.
Yeah. All right, my man. Definitely that can happen. And That right there gonna cause some strife too, because if that's the case. But you know what the funny thing is, he probably already introduced those kids to him, like Thelma say, but those children may have already known that that was their brother,
And then tell their mama.
and then tell their mama.
Let me tell you, that's some real portrayal. That's why with Tyson, no, you can't take him, and no, because baby, I'm saving your life. You just don't even know.
So hold on,
I'm saving your
The
life.
the father can't take the child nowhere with him.
Not mine.
That's his
You could.
child too.
I don't give a fuck. You could take Cindy Lou, Becky Sue. I don't care. That me. We're talking about me. But like, you know what I would do if I was the wife, being that the baby has nothing to do with it and they lost their mama. The baby could stay, but you gotta find you somewhere to sleep.
See, but
Ah!
some women can't look at the child. Let's say, for instance, if you already got a child with a man, and that woman know you already have a child with a man, yes, it's easier for them to look at that child as their own because you came in with this child. But it's sometimes it's harder to look at and have a child in your home that your significant other made on you while y'all was together, because it's a constant reminder of the infidelity that the person did against you.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes, whether it's a man or a woman, they won't allow that infidelity to be in their face on on a constant basis. So to wake up every morning, you used to fixing two plates of cereal, and now because this done is from me, now my grocery list go up higher, and now I gotta learn what this person like, what this person don't like, what he don't eat. No, a lot of women will not, and I'm gonna say this: today's women, because my granddaddy had 16 other kids that lived a mile and a half down the road, and and for my grandmother to know that, and a lot of women in those times had to deal with that because they didn't know how to go out and work and provide for themselves and provide for their family. So they did put up with it a lot more in the 50s, 60s, 70s, and some of it in the 80s. But modern women today, oh no, they barely want to take care of their own goddamn kids. So I know they
Okay.
not they not they not finna deal with you talking about you had an outside kid and that child got, just go ahead, come home, go ahead for a couple of days, go in your savings account and go on and get your 2 bedroom apartment and just go to the house and move your stuff already into that place. Then when you come back to the house to have to sit down with your wife and let her know, when she tell you you gotta go, you already made that move instead of having to be asked out you ain't child. Because you definitely gonna have to get up out of there. Cause you can't sleep no more naked in the bed, cause it's a possibility you wake up with your thing be gone.
And not only that, check this out. What if him and her have, let's say, 2 kids together? Because remember, they've been together 15 years. Maybe the first year they didn't have a baby, or she got pregnant the first year, so she had the baby the second year. So like I said, so that child is 14. This child is coming into the life into our household is 12. So that means 2 years later you had this child, and 2 years later we had a child. Because you know what I'm saying. So it's 2 years between our first child and our second child. So we got a child the same age.
hmm
So
So
chances
you
are,
would put
let's
you would put your raw Peter in me after you just got to in her.
so now the fact is you got 3 kids in this household. Two of our
I
kids,
did that before.
we got a 3 bedroom house. Each one of our children have their own room, and me and you got a room. So we don't have another bedroom for this child. So where we gonna put it?
I don't know. All I know.
Everybody done lost signal. Y'all come on back in the room and start leaving me by myself.
There are three types of doors that you have to encounter. The first door is a manual door. It is a door that requires effort from you. You put your hand on the knob, you either pull or you push. That's the door that requires effort. And many of us are frustrated, irritated, and aggravated because it feels like every door we've been trying to open for ourselves has been taking all of the effort from us. But God says there's a second door that is a revolving door. Now, this door is crazy because it requires no effort, but it does require timing. Because the revolving door does the work for you. But if you miss timing, you end up going in circles. I don't know who I'm preaching to, but the last 6 months of your life, you've been going through some unnecessary circles. And God is saying, I've already made a way. You got to make sure you get in mine. The third door is an automatic door. Jesus. The third door does not require effort and it does not require timing. All you got to do is show up. Can I preach and declare the reason anxiety, depression, and frustration has been on you so heavy? Because the devil knows in this season, all you got to do is show up.
Amen. Just show up.
What you got to do every day
Just show up.
is show up.
And say, Lord, I'm here. Use me. And he'll do the rest.
Yep.
But back to the story. So yeah, so think about it. So if y'all got a 3-bedroom and 2 kids, each child got their own room, and you and your wife got a room together, that's 3 rooms right there. So where would we possibly put this fourth person, third child?
I mean, if I'm placed in that situation, then I mean, it's not gonna be an issue to go from, for a while, he or she would sleep on a fold-out bed in the living room, or until if we're gonna establish the relationship, then most kids, if you're raising your kids right to not be selfish amongst each other, then they will embrace the fact that this is their brother or sister. If it's a girl that I'm bringing into the house, then I would definitely speak with my boys and say, hey, I'm gonna need y'all to bunk up. We gotta give your sister a room, and y'all going till we, eventually we'll move into something bigger. But if not, then the sister gotta have. She's a 12-year-old girl, so she has to have her own space. She can't sleep in the room with her brother. Right. So yeah, it's gonna be some changes, but either I'm going to elevate and work harder to get a bigger place. But if this is something we've already purchased and this is how we are, then yeah, the 12-year-old would definitely have to move into the room with the 15-year-old or the 14-year-old, and we would have to get bunk beds and rearrange some things, but it can definitely work.
And that's speaking from a logical, cooperative, working together, husband and wife.
Mm-hmm. But if it's not gonna be logical anyway, and then you already know that you have to do something different, because if the children are bucking and the wife is bucking, then you have to already go ahead and prepare yourself for the demise of the family. Because if the children are saying, I don't want to have to give up my room for this, I don't even know who this person is, then don't fight against it. Tell your wife that you want to save your marriage, but you'll move out, and hopefully y'all can salvage the relationship until you can get your family to get back as one. Have your wife you know, and your kids understand that I'm still gonna do what I'm supposed to do at this home while I'm over here living in my space with your sister. But if you can't savage the relationship, then you have to go ahead and start building for what the future can be from this point on with you and your kids. Because a lot of times, well, especially when it's boys, when they're seeing their mother in an unusual state of depression, crying, hurting, the boys want to fix situations just like men want to fix the situation. And if the way of fixing the situation is turning against my father because he's the one that caused the pain, they're going to do whatever they got to do to protect their mom. They're not going to want to hear, well, me and your mom was broke up for 2-3 months, and y'all may have thought that I was out of town working for this time because bills and stuff was still getting paid the same and nothing was missing or lacking. But we were actually broke up and were thinking about a divorce at that time. So I did end up, but it takes maturity and it takes for your child to be at an age to understand that, because at that time, all your child know and used to seeing his mom and dad together.
Right.
So your child will have to get to an age to where they have their own mindset and that they're willing to understand what actually took place, other than the fact of my dad mistreated my mom.
Right.
So, but I mean, like I say, the easiest plan for me would be once I knew that I've been involved in this child's life on a consistent, and once I knew that the mother was ill and it's a possibility that she will be deceased, that plan should have went into action then, of you finding a place to where you may have to take your child. Because you already know your wife. You've been with your wife for 15 years. You already know what she's willing to accept and what she's not going to accept.
That's why you kept it from her.
Right. That's exactly why.
You knew she wasn't gonna have it.
And it's a lot of times for me is it's the backlash of not from the people in the street. It's when that woman's family finds out about this betrayal, that those sisters start saying, girl, you need to leave his ass and take his ass to court and get a divorce and get you some child support. That's what most men don't want to deal with, their wife or their woman having other people in their ear, making the situation even worse. Because if she got sisters, and I'm pretty sure that woman is going to tell her sister, and guarantee you this will not be an isolated incident to where this is the first time that this man has stepped out on his wife.
I'm sure it hasn't.
So that is what's going to ignite it even more, because she's gonna be in her Mary J. Blige not gonna cry no more mode, and was your lover and your secretary working every day of the week? Was that the time when no one else was there helping you get on your feet? 11 years I sacrificed. And you can put your penis in the drop of a bucket, swallow my tears, stood by your side. I should have left your ass 1,000 times. That is what plays in women's heads, especially when it's not the first isolated incident.
That's true.
He's done. And if she stays, she's gonna hear people tell her how stupid she is. I feel for both of them. And when I say I feel for both of them is because I done been down this journey. And it's not an easy one. It's a hurtful one. And most of the time when this shit comes out is when men have decided that they're no longer going to cheat. They're no longer going to be out in the street and they done gave up the game. And when that shit come back and bite you later on in life, when you have settled down and are enjoying the fruits of your labor, being able to marvel that you're lucky enough to have a woman as your wife like this, and now this pops up, oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God.
That's some shit though. But I couldn't understand when I saw the video. I don't know if you saw the video, but when I saw the video, he was looking at her like, "What you mean he can't stay here? That's my son, and you're my wife. That's our child." She's like, "What? You sound, She's just looking at him like, you stupid. I don't know this dude. This dude, 11, 12 years old. He's at the age now where he's already established a personality. So who's to say he's gonna listen to me?"
But what he didn't realize, what the dad didn't realize, is when he said, "You are my wife," she didn't see herself as his wife. She saw herself as a divorced single woman.
She said, "I don't even know you anymore."
Yeah, I don't know who you are.
If 11, 12 years ago you cheated on me and lied and kept it a secret all this long, what else have you been hiding? She said.
I told you, it wasn't the fact that the baby was created. It was the fact of how long you deceived her by not bringing it to her attention. Because you had 12 years to bring this to my attention, and had this woman not finna be dying, or had this woman not died, you never had plans on bringing it to my attention.
I would have never known.
Yep. So even though I believe that was a skit, because I don't really know too many black people, men that's gonna walk in the house like that and bring that upon their wife like that.
Because he even asked him, why you recording? He said, "I'm recording for child support for courts." She said, for the lawyers. She said, "I'm recording this for a reason."
Yeah. And he's doomed. And he's doomed. Listen, Tony, like I say, he should have just came in the house, got his stuff out and moved out and just said, "I wanted a divorce." And not even, I mean, if you don't keep it this long of a secret, then I'm going to go ahead and keep it all the way till we divorce. And then when you find out, cause I can't, I just don't want it no more. Cause right now she's finna rape. She's about to, how do people say? She's about to tear you a new asshole, brother. She's about to tear you a new asshole.
Wow. Well, I have one more video and then we're done like a baked potato. Well, before I show this video, viewers, if you're watching this channel, go watch the video. I posted another video earlier today. It was an unboxing revealing. I ordered some cookies from this company called Yas Cookies, and it's literally Yas, YAAAS Cookies, from out of Atlanta, Georgia, and the cookies were awesome.
I didn't get now fucking one.
Right, because you didn't order any, and like I said, I ordered the cookies, and
but you said you gave it to families and friends.
Right, I have more family and friends than you.
But if you're saying you gave to family and friends, then I should have been equated in the family.
No, not necessarily. It could have been the other families.
But so this family don't deserve to have one.
You deserve, but you just didn't.
I'm hurt.
So let me continue. So anyway, guys, watch the video. Give it a thumbs up. Let me know if you know what you like and whatever. Share the video. And this is a black-owned company out of Atlanta, Georgia. I believe in supporting black businesses. and it is a black business. So go ahead and support them. Watch the video. Let me know what you think, and we'll go forward from there. But here's the last video I want to show.
In 2016, 40% of all children born in the U.S. were born outside of marriage. Why? Why? Because there are penalties for marriage in America. Take AFDC, for example, a government program designed so that a family's benefits are reduced as earnings rise, right? So in practice, this means that if a low-income single mother marries an employed father, her welfare benefits will be substantially reduced. For example, a single mother with 2 children who earns $15,000 per year will generally receive some around $5,000, $5,200 per year in food stamp benefits. However, if she marries a man with the same earnings level, her food stamps would be cut to 0. So why was this created? It was created to destroy a strong father figure in the home. And in return, it just simply makes the state your daddy.
When I first saw that, Tony, you know, I preach on this all the time. And it's even more surreal when you start to see other ethnicities start to see it for what it is and start to talk about it more publicly.
Right.
And the key thing that he said in there that really resonated with me was, he said a mother can have a job and make $15,000 a year on her job. She's still equated to receive and have 2 kids or however many kids to receive $5,000 in food stamp benefits when it's her by herself making $15,000 and 2 kids. She's eligible for food stamps. But if a man comes into the house and she's not working, but he's the one making the $15,000, the same income, she's no longer eligible for those food stamps. So why would I keep a man or my kid's father or my husband in a home with me where he's making the same amount of money I was? Now I can stay home and raise my kids, and we still have subsidized money brought in because now I'm not working, but the same income has come in. It's incentives to keep the black, because we both know that this target was towards black people.
Exactly.
It was definitely, even though he didn't say it, it was a definite demographic because the vast majority of people who are on food stamps are black. So he's basically saying that we are incentivizing women of black ethnicity to never keep a man in the home. You can make as many babies as you want to and make as less money as you want. We're going to give you these food stamps. We're going to give you this housing. And we're going to give you this Medicaid. We're going to give you this, all of these incentives so that there isn't a father in the home to help raise the kids, because we need this prison system. We need this pipeline from school to prison to continue going on. And they also understand that when there is a man in the home, that is less likely for the child. And I need you to understand, I'm not saying just a man with a penis. I'm saying a man who is being a father, guiding, teaching, giving tutelage on how to be even a better father and a better man than him. And making sure that those kids don't make the same mistakes that him and his wife or him and his girlfriend or fiance, however you want to look at it, that they don't make those. But if you want to keep these food stamps and this cash assistance, and we keep this motherfucker on child support instead of raping his pocket, when you ain't got to rape his pocket, when you can just go ahead and let him be in the house and he can take care of his children from his house. Because if he has to take care of his own house where he has to live, and then also take care of another house where he's not allowed to be, then he don't have any way of creating a generational wealth for himself or his kids. And the only people that are profiting is the government and the woman who's getting $5,000 worth of food stamps and making less than $20,000 a year. So you're willing to sacrifice a man who wants to be in his house, wants to be a good father, for $5,000 in food stamps, and for your rent to only be $17 a month, and you get a little cash assistance. This is the problem, because no one wants to get off their ass who is receiving these benefits like this and have to take the bulk of you getting up, going to work every day, providing for your household, conjoining your money with your significant other that you are allowing to skeet inside of you to create life. And now you still want him to do these things, but you want the government to be the police over him to make him do it, when he would have done it in the first place had you not allowed the state to step in and be the daddy of your children. But they're never there. The only thing they're doing is giving you food stamps and ready to lock your child up when he or she get out of line so they can feed this pipe the prison system and continue this revolving door. That's what I got to say on that matter.
And I agree with you 130%. You know, you're absolutely right, because when the AFDC and these programs that was initiated and created back in, I guess maybe the 80s, I think it was called early parenthood or something like that.
Yep.
You know, when those programs was created back in the 80s, like you said, they were geared and focused towards taking the father out of the house. Because prior to that time, it was very prevalent and prominent that black men were in the households and was holding it down. You know, whether she went to work or not, or whether she went to work part-time and he went to work full-time, but a husband and a wife was in the home. The households was thriving. Children were successful. You know, from education to sports to whatever, but they were and respectful because the father and mother was in the household. You know,
at that time, bro, black people were owning homes at a higher rate as a family than at any time in history. Now, they may not have been these mansions and big ass homes like we see today, but for that time of people just coming out of the Jim Crow laws, segregation, and all of that, and those people would start to become prominent, working, like you said, you had moms and dad both working in the household. Children understood the roles of the house, that dad is head and mom delegates. And I don't want to be bad. I don't want to make a mockery of our family name. And we're going to be proud to be from this family. They saw, and a lot of that came from J. Edgar Hoover. That's why the heroin and cocaine was pumped into the black suburban areas, because they understood that one, men become more addicted to drugs at a higher rate than women do, because of testosterone and things that are in our body that makes things become more addictive. Dopamine in our brain, it gives us a charge. The dopamine in us starts to, it's like having sugar. And then you broke down the black men work ethic, because most of them started falling weak to the drug. And so that started to break up the family unit then. And then once the man stopped being in the house and the mother didn't know what to do, that allowed her to go out and do some things that she normally never really had to do, because she had a good man. But when you go to talking about all those things, you have to first understand that this stuff was created first by the drug epidemic, because in the early 60s and 70s, you didn't have a lot of white people using heroin. You had mostly black people in poor communities using heroin. The drug for white people at that time was marijuana and cocaine. And I ain't saying crack, I'm talking about cocaine. That's why there's 2 separate laws for being arrested for crack, which is a black drug or utilized mostly by blacks. And then you had the cocaine where it takes cocaine first to mix with something else to create the crack. So why would there be 2 separate laws? Because you knew that most white people it was a high-end drug. So you knew that most white people with money lived in Beverly Hills and all up in these different places. This was their drug. So why would I create a drug that takes a slower time to break this family down? Because you have, even right now to this day, you still have doctors and lawyers right now when they have major cases or they got stuff to do like a major surgery or stuff. These individuals use these drugs to keep themselves up, to keep themselves going when they cramming for tests and stuff. They utilize these drugs even to this day. So they made 2 separate laws, which caused blacks
TV
to
keep
do.
going off. The monitor.
It ain't mine either. Nobody's phone going on. But it's sad and it's just crazy that no matter what we do.
Hello.
You don't hear me? Tony. Tony. You don't hear me?
I hear you now.
Oh, but yeah, it's just crazy, and it just seems like we're never gonna get to a point of understanding it. But we've come to the end of the show, and I know we can talk about this another hour if we had to, but we're gonna go ahead and get up out of here because we got other things to do. And I appreciate everybody for attending the ATL show tonight. We definitely wouldn't be anything without our audience, and we wouldn't be there without our partners, our sisters. Juicy, we miss you tonight. Juke and Teama, we know that you had to get off because you had to finish doing some stuff for this boy's 4th birthday party this week. We're gonna go ahead and bring
Juicy and Donnell, hope you feel better.
We're gonna definitely we hope y'all feel better. But we're gonna go on and get up out of it. We're gonna bring the man that makes it possible for us to be out here in this ATL world, ATL streets. That's where I'm out here tonight. And we're gonna bring out the boss man. AB, let them know.
Yes. I'm yours truly, Anthony Brown. You can find me on all social media under Anthony Brown or The Anthony Brown Show. That's Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and of course YouTube. And also please follow my Facebook page. It's Anthony the Writer. I'm doing some amazing things over there. And on TikTok, I'm on Facebook Reels. And the words to live by is you got to grind until you shine.
All right. Gonna get ready to get out. Y'all know who I am. I'm Legacy the Great. And y'all, if y'all really want to reach out to me, y'all can find me on Facebook up under our Dream Williams. You can reach out to me on YouTube up under Legacy the Great. My email address is legacyunlock@mail.com. My phone number for business purposes only. If you can't reach me at 561-907-9129 or 229-630-7615. Business purposes only. Thank you. We're gonna go on and get out of here, and I just want to just give a shout out for everybody that's trying to live their dream. Me and my brother and my sisters have definitely been on our path, going on 3 years doing what it is we do out here in these ATL streets. And we just want to just let everybody know again how much we appreciate you for making us look for situations and things that's going on out here in this world, and to bring you a different point of view than what everybody else is doing. And on that note, ATL, ho.
ATL.
28 grams of moss, 28 grams of moss. Little people the kings, little people the kings. Y'all ain't ready for this, y'all ain't ready for this. Yeah. I'm the champ, yeah. I'm the champ, yeah. I'm the champ, yeah. I'm the Don't know why you cats wanna wait to beat. When it's sleep, just to give you cats a chance to eat. What you got for early, didn't finish the plate. Now that I'm back, you rap cats are gonna have to wait. Been gone a whole year, still nobody got the leadership or the heart to even feel my spot. I'm the champion, must I say it again? The best in this rap game, and I continue to win. See, I'm allergic to that. Losing makes me sneeze. Like you phony rap cat, about to make me squeeze. Bring your whole crew, nigga, I'ma swallow that. So when it pops off, ATL is on a holler back. It's 28 grams, nigga. I've been running this shit. So anything in front of me can fuck around and get hit. I follow you rap cats, so you niggas my sons, and I'm the truth. Why? Cause I'm the motherfucking champion. I'm the champion. I'm the champion. I'm the champion. Still rep the AT, but I carry my throne. God bless every child that been holding home. And I am that child, as you niggas can see. Cause ain't another rapper out there better than me. And this goes to anybody trying to steal my spot. I'm number one in this shit, so number one you got. So when you can't scream, y'all is the best, I laugh. Like really, you cats don't really know the how. You do the math, and that's yourself who really great. Then add it up and watch it equal up to 28. So that's the damn cats know who really the done. I'm overall, I let you niggas fight for number one. See, I put that on my life, put that on my son. Gotta stay the best of people leaking.